Okay, bear with me here, alright? Because this is one of the most long and confusing stories I think I've ever had to cover. But I'm gonna try my best to get through this, alright? So we have Pokimane, who is the owner of Offline TV, alright? Which is a streamer house where a bunch of streamers live. Now, last summer, amongst all the Me Too allegations, you know, everything that happened with all these streamers kind of getting Me Too'd or whatever, there was an allegation against a streamer who lived in the house named Fedmyster. He's some awkward 20-year-old kid or whatever, doesn't really have a lot of experience with girls, alright? This is important, stick with me here. So apparently all the girls in the house were completely comfortable with this guy, sleeping in their beds, like just coming into the room and just sleeping on their beds. Whether or not they themselves are also in the bed or not, they were just fine with that. And I know this because Pokimane literally just said that on her stream where she's responding to all this. Anyway, so you have this guy who's comfortable sleeping on these beds or whatever. One night while he's drunk, he comes into a streamer by the name of Yvonne's room. So he comes into her room while she's in the bed and he gets in bed with her, alright? At this point, none of the boundaries have been pushed. As he gets in her bed, he goes to grab her hand, kisses her hand, and then puts his hand over the side of her body. Not on her tits or on her ass or whatever, just on the side of her body. Even while he's drunk, he picks up through her body language that she's not down with that, and he apologizes and never does it again. Alright? That was the allegation. Essentially. Yvonne later wrote up a tweet longer explaining that she was severely uncomfortable with this and that he was kicked out of the house or whatever. He kind of lost all of his, he basically lost his career. He lost his streaming gig. He lost his position at Offline TV because of all of this. And because this allegation, or rather statement, was released during the slew of Me Too allegations or whatever, everybody just kind of thought like this was like a rape situation or whatever. It wasn't at all the slightest. To be fair, none of the allegations said that this guy was a rapist, but they kind of painted this in a narrative that was like Me Too-esque, to where you read it and you were like, ooh, this guy's a little bit weird. Stay away from this guy. When really, he just made a rookie mistake, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, he picked up the signals. He's like, okay, this girl is comfortable with me. She's allowing me to even sleep in her own bed, share a room with her or whatever. Maybe we're in. Maybe I'm in, all right? Maybe I'm, you know, I can take things up a notch. And, well, he found out the hard way that was not at all open to him. And, well, yeah, as a result, I guess he had to lose his entire career. There's also some other allegations, I think, by Lily Pichu, where apparently, he had, he'd given her a massage that she was uncomfortable with or whatever. Basically, everyone in the house was comfortable with this guy. He started going past boundaries, and as a result, he basically had to lose his entire career over it. In my opinion, this guy got canceled for nothing, alright? Was he awkward? Was he, you know, a little bit, you know, overstepping bounds or whatever? Maybe, alright? But given what he had to work with, given that it was his position to read the room and figure out what he can and can't get away with, and given the fact that he never did anything after he was told no, I just fail to see how this guy could be at all canceled, okay? So this all happened last summer. Now he's come out with a statement. Well, he didn't come out with a statement. This is a statement that he had written and sent to multiple streamers that was leaked to the public, alright? And in this statement, he gives context really against Pokimane, who had responded to the entire drama and basically outcasted him from the community. Pokimane, apparently, is full of shit. In this document, Fedmyster makes two main points. One, Pokimane says that her and Fed were just close and she really brushes off their personal interactions, to which he responds by showing text where Pokimane was apparently leading this guy on for like over a year. Also, the second main point Fedmyster says is that he didn't want Yvonne fired, which was a statement that Pokimane had made, that this guy had basically, after he had violated her, he also wanted her fired because she was lazy. Well, apparently Pokimane was the one telling Fed that she wanted Yvonne kicked because Yvonne was lazy, which just gets in a whole bunch of memes, and Pokimane has already responded to this, so I'm going to be showing what he says, I'm going to show what Pokimane responds to these two main points, and basically I'm going to be giving my sort of conclusion to this. This whole entire situation is very sketchy, it's very convoluted. I'm really trying my best to get the to get the facts out there. So bear with me here if I get something incorrect. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll write up a pinned comment basically explaining, some details I got wrong. I'm really trying to be as fair as possible here, because in my honest opinion, I think this guy Fedmyster really got fucked over. Anyway. All right. So let's get through this first point, which should be pretty easy to explain. All right. This guy and Pokimane were very flirty in the text messages. We're going to read some of these ratios right here. All right. So Poki says, I want Foki Ice or Fedi Ice or just Fedi. He says Foki Ice. They're talking about ship names or whatever. He says good morning. She says best pick ever. He sends a heart. She shows some screenshots. I need her manager to stop. I say you wrote in chat today, maybe blushy. He sends a heart, hungry. Good night, he says. She says, nice. I'm still embarrassed, by the way. Decided I'll never close my door ever again, if you know what I mean. He says, So you're saying I could just walk in right now? She says, I hear you. I don't think you know what I mean then, haha. He says, I think I might have to come in so you can elaborate. He says, or what I'm talking about, never mind if you must. He says, it's literally locked. She says, oops. He says, debated. She says, that's unfortunate. Ha ha ha. I feel like I can sense your frustration. Check again. He sends eyeball emoji, says wrong emoji, good night. So quiet over there. She says, lol, I got lost in thought. Can you legit hear everything? He says, ah. She says, oh my gosh. She says, lost in thought. Yeah. I haven't started, taking care of myself. I will commence shortly. So, there's some minor, basically, sending some emojis, some tongues, some, water droplets, some stuff. So it gets kind of, it's a little bit flirtatious or whatever. Then things get AIDS, all right? Then things get a little bit worse. So we have these screenshots here or whatever. So this is when they're at an event or something and they're separated. He says, ha ha ha, she was just terrified heading home. She says, okie dokie. I don't even want to talk to you. I'm FOMOing too hard. There's a lot of Twitch lingo in here that just, it's hard to read, but bear with me here. Stick with me, all right? He says, honestly, I'd give up a lot to be back with you there right now. That's just me, though. This is cool, but nothing crazy. She says, Foki joust squads right now without Fed. So basically here he's saying, like, I really want to be with you right now. But then she's responding kind of like talking about video games, talking about League of Legends. So it's going from there being flirty to now he's trying to kick it up a notch and she's not really reciprocating the same amount of energy. He says, I wish I could join. Yeah, I want to be here. I'm just being close. When I say if I had to choose between going to EDC versus cuddling with you, easiest decision in my life. She says waiting. So she's kind of reciprocating, but she's kind of playing with them. He says, hey, I'm ready. Yay, you won. I wonder if I can call you and watch at the same time. I think so. Just get on Wi-Fi. Fed, quick question. Are you calling me baby in front of others? He says, no. I'm surprised you're calling me baby at all. Sorry if it bothers you. That's my favorite pet name, and it is boyfriend restricted. So she's kind of playing with them. She's kind of giving in, but then she's also kind of, staying her distance. Now she's outright laying the law. She's like, no. You're taking it too far. This is, you're going to boyfriend territory. We're just not there yet. So she says, it's cute, but nah. He says, just feels right. I worry we be acting too gay. LMAO, you're cute. He says, sorry, I'll stop. She says, okay, you're allowed like 2 a week, like an allowance. I'm going to fall into a fat debt. I'm lucky to have you. Someone accepts me as a whole. All of you every bit. So they're kind of going back into flirty territory, but at this point, it's really just like, okay, pack up your bags. There's nothing that's going to reciprocate from this. She's really stringing you along. She should be more upfront, but to be fair, that message kind of that was kind of like the nail in the coffin, right? You know what I mean? So they're still talking. They're still kind of flirting or whatever. And at this point, you would think, okay, if he's going to try to, if he's going to try to get in with Pokimane at this point, that line was just so brutal that there's just no way this is going to work. But then there's more DMs, alright? There's more DMs. Pog, don't you think it'd be really coupley if we went to Japan together? This is after the DMs we read before, by the way, alright? So now she's reciprocating the energy back. So she's stringing them along. And I don't know if you can tell what's going on here. Basically, what's happening is she'll mess with a guy, and she'll blow him off or whatever. But then when she's not messing with that guy anymore, she'll go hit him back up again and play with him. And this guy, Fedmyster, is completely in love with her. So he's going to take any chance he can get. So she's kind of bouncing from guy to guy. Then when she's off with the guy, she's messing with him. And he's too cringy or whatever to sort of just realize that this is just a failing sort of relationship. So, well, not a relationship, because they never had one, allegedly. So at this point, you can kind of see what's going on here. This is just, she's being cruel here. She needs to just cut it off altogether. Or sort of relationship, if that's what she wants. She needs to be one or the other, because she's messing around with them, and in turn, it's making them crazy. So then she says, "You're really gonna try to touch my butt every night? Don't lie." He says, 100% chance. So now they're talking sexually. "Look however we want. So do you want me to wingman you or nah? Nah, I just want to explore, high five, and eat yummy foods. You still streaming? Just finish. Come to Tokomadera, next to the Beverly Center." Then she shows a pic of them together, and she's like, "This is a cute pic. Why was it deleted?" He says, "Because I want to save it. I want a flare, because it's a big deal to me. I love this pic so much. I'm crying in the club right now. Why?" He starts talking in Spanish. "Translate that, please." "I didn't need to. You're saying you're thinking of me, right?" "Yes." "Okay, sorry. I wrote it out. LOL. Miss you, honey bunny." So, I mean, this is obviously, she's obviously playing with this guy. Alright, I think we get the point here, which is pretty cruel. But that doesn't even begin to get into the levels of fucked up that this guy was subjected to. Alright? Here's the thing. When when the whole Yvonne situation happened, he grabbed her hand, kissed her hand or whatever, and then he was just ousted from the community right after that, even though in my opinion that's not even close to sexual assault or harassment. Here's what happened, alright? And this is how he words it. In her stream, Poki says that I tried to get Yvonne fired because of the incident between us. This is 100% false. I never tried to get her fired. I always wanted her to be part of offline TV. Just for reference, the incident between me and Yvonne was in December of 2018. We were all talking about having her move on with other league streams in October of 2019 while she continued to work for offline TV. Poki claims she hadn't known much about the incident between me and Yvonne, but she did. She found out in May/June of 2019, 4 months before we all started to discuss Yvonne possibly moving out. I'll go into more details later, but I'll give more context. Originally, Yvonne moved into the house in the mid-2018 to be Poki's personal assistant and the offline TV house manager. Things were good at first, but over time, Poki would complain about Yvonne in private to me about how little effort she showing when it came to helping her. Now, we can pull up screenshots right here. Actually, I think they're in the document right now. All right, let me make this a little bit bigger. So this is Fed talking to Poki. Had a long talk with Yvonne, also had dinner with Michael. She says, update me, I made a decision as well. He wants to see/help offline TV succeed and wants to move out, wants to move in at some point. He's down. Well, for real. Yvonne wants to move out, still manage offline TV and still stream in League. Questioned, Yvonne wants to move out, still manage offline TV and still stream in League. I don't get that. Best of all worlds was an option as far as I know. You want to call for a sec? You free? What do you think? I'm okay with that sorta. I don't know, it just rubs me the wrong way. She got lazy. She's gonna move out and just take care of the offline TV stuff she wants to do. It's like we're all working for her. That's a perspective I didn't see. I hear ya. For me, it's like, okay, but let's look for better people. If a biz definitely comes in and wants to do what Yvonne does at the top of everything, I'm gonna say yes. That's my ideal. Hard agree. I'm not gonna say no to that setup though. I think that can be the transitional stage. Now, the DMs get worse here. Here's conversations she has with Lily Pichu, another streamer, that she then shows the Fed. Now, she's basically saying, let's see. I think you should be doing what you're doing. If I ever connect with Amanda, you're a talent, even though you help with contact. Talent is meant to be your priority. So essentially what's going on here is Poki is basically trying to get Yvonne out of the group, and Fed is kind of giving more of Yvonne's perspective or whatever, which goes into contrast with what Pokimane said on her stream when she disavowed Fed, because essentially what was going on there is that, and I'm really trying to piece this together, this is so confusing, but basically what's going on is Poki was trying to get her out, Fed was trying to keep her in, which goes completely in contrast with what Poki said here.
Put a huge emphasis on this. The way he shit-talked Yvonne and Lily to me and others, particularly, I will just recount my experience is so frustrating knowing what happened between them. The Yvonne incident happened, and Fed would start talking to me. I'm so sorry for being emotional. He would talk to me about how Yvonne was lazy and not working enough and playing League all the time.
Which is actually word for word what she told to Fed. She's projecting right now. She is literally saying the exact opposite of what actually happened. And in her stream today, she confirms all these texts are real. There's no coming back from this. I'm sorry. The leading the guy on or whatever, that's AIDS enough on its own. But the fact that she would so willingly lie about this, that's insane to me.
And I was concerned. And he would say, oh,
she's so fake. She's literally... How do you trust her ever again after this, right? I don't even care if you think that Fed's like a bad person or even a sexual harasser, even though I think that is definitively not true. She is literally lying to you. Oh, man. And here's her response to everything. Let's be fair here, alright? Pokimane, take it away.
But, again, this is all irrelevant because Fed now understands. I wasn't saying he was trying to get her fired. I was saying the incident that happened between us. The incident that happened between him and Yvonne is the reason she almost stopped being a part of OTV, which makes me very sad to...
So in her statement, she goes on to say that after Fed had supposedly violated her that night, she began working less. Her work ethic was just destroyed because she was like afraid of Fed, I guess. She was afraid of this guy, like, going further, violating her, I guess, potentially raping her. They never outright say it, but I feel like that's what they want to say was the worry there. So because of what Fed had supposedly done to her, she was working less and putting in shittier work for offline TV, which is why Pokimane almost fired her. It's all Fed's fault at the end, even though Pokimane was the one who was complaining and Fed was the one trying to keep her in the team. Are you seeing why this is so AIDS? Like, oh... buddy. Now, Nick DeOrio had a fantastic thread in this entire situation. I'll go ahead and read some choice tweets here. Pokimane from her stream said that she always wanted to be upfront about let's be friends. This is not true. We saw in those texts that she was back and forth with him. Pokimane also said, I had other guys at the house to spend the night with me next door to Fed, and that was me trying to make my feelings towards him clear. Huh? So she would invite other guys to the house to show to Fed, like, yeah, you're not in. What? She's so evil. Pokey, this isn't important. 20-year-old people's relationship drama, not as big as the hand kissing. So she tries to undermine the whole fact that she tried to lead him on or whatever. It's just cringy dating drama or whatever. But apparently Fed, kissing a girl's hand, this is something serious that's like, we need to talk about this. We need to disavow this guy. We need to ban this guy from ever having a job again at offline TV. That's important. But the fact that she tried to lead him on or whatever, Pokey is denying that Fed tried to get her fired, but kissing her hand made her act in a way that almost got her fired. This is Nick's take. This sounds like PR bullshit for offline TV. Destiny was railing Pokimane here for lying. Pokey says, I don't want to talk about Yvonne. Pokey, in regards to being jealous of Yvonne's sponsorships, Pokey clarifies she didn't want Yvonne to become a content creator. And then Pokey admits in her stream that she had aggression towards Fed, which is, I mean, motive for why she would absolutely want this guy kicked from the team. If she didn't even like him in the first place, and she was leading this guy on knowingly, that looks awful.
Yet a month later, I posted a photo on Instagram.
Oh, this clip right here. Get a load of this, alright? So this is while she was streaming live, reacting to the whole situation.
Instagram captioning it, I'm working on myself. 1 hour later, she unfollowed me off all social media, and 2 hours later, she posted this tweet with comments taken straight from my post. It seems she is less interested in seeing me change and more interested in seeing me canceled. And okay, he did post this like a month after.
So after he got canceled, he posts something like, I'm doing okay, focusing on my health, blah, blah, blah. He gets a bunch of praise for it. People are like, good on you, man. Good for you for changing. Good for you for improving.
After everything happened,
And then Pokimane makes this bitchy tweet immediately after seeing Fed's thing. She says, in this industry, a girl fucks up. The response is, what a fake bitch. That's the worst piece of shit. Also go die in a hole. But when a guy fucks up, oh my gosh, King, don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes. We all know you have a good heart. We'll be here for you forever. So she makes this tweet, just literally subtweeting him after unfollowing him from all social media. And when she's called out for this today on stream, this is her reaction.
I did tweet. I was like, in this industry, a girl fucks up, what a fake bitch. A guy fucks up, OMG King, don't worry, everybody makes mistakes. And I won't lie, that is some petty shit I did. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, they're unrelated. You know, like, yeah, I saw it and I was like, I feel like it's a bit soon. And I just, I didn't want.
Remind me what this guy did that was so cancel worthy in the first place? I mean, literally, everybody's acting like this guy's a rapist. He's not even close.
I see it. Maybe I tweeted a little petty thing or not.
And then for her to just go completely mask off psycho, laughing at this on her own apology or clarification stream, whatever the hell this was, it's literal insanity. So if I had to try my best to wrap this up, Pokimane stream, the worst possible response she could have done. We're going live tonight reviewing everything in much more detail, but I'm trying to give you guys the bullet points and really summarize this stuff. Pokimane completely led this guy on. She should have been completely upfront. And been like, no, you are not in, or yes, and go through with it. She absolutely did not do that. But even worse, she literally lies in her statement, projects exactly what she did onto somebody else. And everyone from Offline TV in her group knew about this. They let Pokimane sabotage this guy, ruin this guy. Nobody called Pokimane out for this. They all sucked up to Pokimane for money. And now Fed's entire career, I guess, is just ruined. I mean, I'm trying to think of a fair way to word this where it's like fair to both sides or whatever. I don't see any reason why this guy was even canceled in the first place, and for everyone to just throw all the blame onto all these issues onto him or whatever. This is just crazy. This guy got absolutely fucked over, and I hope he's able to build a career out of this. But to be honest with you, Fedmyster is not like the fighter type. Fedmyster is not the guy who's gonna, completely bury these people and go on with his life. He feels guilt for what he did. Why? I have no idea. But he does. So he's finished, I guess, unless he decides to come back and rebuild his career. He was completely screwed over by his own team. He's completely led on by these people. He's not at all like a rapist or a sexual harasser or whatever. Not that anybody was calling him a rapist, but it feels like that's what they wanted to call him, especially given the timing of when they all dumped their problems onto him, amongst all the gaming Me Too allegations and stuff like that. I mean, this is literal insanity. Am I missing something here? How could you possibly defend Pokimane at this point? I absolutely do not get this. This is crazy to me. Never trust people in the entertainment industry, man. They're just all evil. They're literally all evil. I'm gonna, I guess, wrap it up here. Again, we'll be going live looking at the documents, looking at the stream in much more detail. But this is just crazy, guys. I don't know. I don't know. My name's AHHHHHH. I'll catch you guys later. Do not trust anybody in the entertainment industry, man. Seriously. They're all evil. They're all out to get you. Goodbye, everyone.